Hello, welcome back to the Colour Mirrors Bookshop. My name is Karani and today I'm going to be speaking to you about an ebook that I wrote back in 2013 called Colour Conversations. And this ebook was the result of many years of collaboration with Melissa Jolly, who is of course the creator of the fabulous Colour Mirrors system. And it was an incredible labour of love. It was a book that was a long time in producing. It's huge. It's about 400 pages long when printed out. Took a long time to see the light of day, but was one of the most extraordinary experiences that I've had. It was an incredible project, and getting to work alongside Melissa during that time is such a gift. For those of you who don't know much about Colour Mirrors, it is of course an amazing system of colour, healing, inspiration, light, consciousness, energy, divinity, spirit, beauty and grace. It is a system which I've been working with now since 2004 or 2005, the beginning of, so a long time, and it continues to teach me on a daily basis. There is so much to learn. There is so much that colour can teach us, and we can just keep going deeper and deeper and higher and higher. And that's of course one of the absolute joys of life, isn't it? It's about learning and growing and evolving. That's what life is all about. And Colour Mirrors for me is one of those tools that just gets to the heart of things and really goes way beyond what it looks like on the surface. On the surface you might think beautiful colours, very pretty, very helpful in helping us to clear our blocks and issues, and yes, it is all those things. It is so much more than that as well. And if you haven't yet explored Colour Mirrors in any great depth, I would encourage you to, in any way that you can, get in touch with the team, the Colour Mirrors teachers, practitioners that are on the Colour Mirrors website. Watch our videos coming up on the Colour Mirrors bookshop page. Read the books that the team have produced, and just do whatever you can to immerse yourself in the world of colour and Colour Mirrors, because you will not regret it. It will teach you so much, give you so much insight into your life and understanding of why you behave the way you do, of why you have the patterns and issues that you have, and of your greatness and your amazingness and your skills and your gifts and all the wonderful things that you have to share and to offer. Colour really is the most extraordinary mirror, hence the name of the system. So the book, Colour Conversations, what's it all about? Well, it, as the name suggests, is about conversations between colours, but it's also about conversations that Melissa and I had during the process of writing the book, which is why the name suggested itself, the title. But essentially what happens with colour is that when we look at one colour and we learn its language, we explore its meanings, we get a certain amount of information about what that colour means, what it represents, what it offers to us, what it shows us, and what it might mean if we're being drawn to that colour in our life. When we look at two colours next to each other, something happens that is greater than the sum of the parts. It becomes an exploration at a different level. And what Melissa and I found as we explored all the many colour combinations in the Colour Mirrors system was that information, wisdom, light, energy, and all sorts of extraordinary experiences occurred during the time that we were working with these combinations. And so we've shared all of that in the ebook, and it's written as our conversations. So it's going through hundreds of colour combinations, of bottle combinations in the Colour Mirrors system, and exploring what they might mean together. Now, I'm always a great believer in you finding out for yourself before you refer to an external source of information and wisdom. So my suggestion to you is always to feel into a combination if it's calling to you, or if it's making you feel uncomfortable, and find out what that might mean for you by just sitting with the combination, feeling into it, exploring it. And then if you're interested in finding out more, if you're getting interested in getting another take on it, at that point you can turn to the ebook and get some more information. But I'd like you to invite you to just sit with these colours that I'm sharing with you today, the yellow and blue, And obviously I'm wearing them as well, just to highlight the fact. And just notice how they're feeling for you. Are there any responses in your body to these colours in combination with each other? Are you more drawn to one than the other? Does the combination make you feel excited, happy, joyful? Does it make you feel cautious, fearful, scrambled? Just notice. There's no right or wrong here. Just observe your response, and you may have sensations in your body. You may find emotions coming up. With yellow, you're quite likely to find something happening with your mind, because yellow relates to the intellect and the mind and the will. You might find that you're actually unable to focus on what I'm saying. You might find that you're skipping out on what I'm saying and keep thinking of other things. Or you might find that your focus is actually really intense and strong when you're able to understand very clearly what I'm sharing with you. Again, no right or wrong, just notice how this combination affects you. And what you'll begin to see and to feel and to understand is how colours work in combination with each other. So I'm going to talk a little bit about yellow and talk a little bit about blue, and then I'm going to read for you the combination from the book so that you can get a sense of what this combination is all about and why it might be speaking to you. So yellow, this is the first bottle in the system. It's called the Sun. It's number 1, which is why we began with this. And it is about sunshine. It's about lightness and brightness and brilliance and your inner sunlight. It's about your solar plexus and the issues and challenges that come up around your solar plexus chakra. So that could be issues of will, of resistance, of ego, of power games, of fear of confusion. It also speaks about play and laughter and fun, and whether you're allowing those things in your life. How much sun are you letting yourself have? The second bottle in the system, the Blue Moon bottle, very different in its energy, as you can tell just by looking at it and by feeling it as it's sitting there connecting with you, because they do. The bottles connect with you, whether you're aware of it or not. They have a conversation with you. So the blue bottle, the moon, is about expression, communication. It's about being safe, feeling safe, to express yourself, to be heard. It's about peace and tranquility, serenity. It's kind of a sanctuary space. And of course the moon is a great illuminator, so this is about illuminating what sits within your psyche, within your being. And the next 2 bottles that I've got here are the Yellow Angel and the Blue Angel. I'm going to be reading about those shortly, but Yellow Angel helps us with all the issues that we talked about with number 1, the sun. So it helps us with fear, helps us with confusion, helps our mind to settle and be clear so that we can focus on taking in information when we're learning or when we're sitting an exam, for example. Helps us bring back the laughter and the play. The Blue Angel, again, helps us to speak, helps us to express, helps us to communicate, helps us get clear on what we want to communicate. And it helps us, again, to come into a state of peacefulness and calm. So now I'm going to read to you from the Colour Conversations ebook about this combination and the exploration that Melissa and I had together with it. Now, what we've done in the ebook is we have literally taken each yellow bottle and put it with each blue bottle, each yellow bottle and put it with each coral bottle, each yellow bottle and put it with each green bottle, and so on and so on and so on through this system, which is why the book is so huge. There are over 500 bottle combinations in the ebook. If you're a practitioner or a teacher of colour mirrors, the book can be a really great resource and tool for you to tap into, to dive into, to explore, to help you to understand combinations of colour that are affecting you in your own life, that are resonating with you or that you're finding challenging, and for those of your clients. And it can be a really great tool to help you to understand what's going on in a client session, for example, if they're choosing a combination of colours. I've found that being able to understand the language of the combinations gives me such swift and accurate access to what is going on for someone. We already know that colour as a tool is amazing and accurate and fast when you look at one colour that somebody's choosing. When you see the combinations that people are going for, this is where it starts to get really exciting. The information goes that much deeper. So If you're not a colour practitioner or a teacher, why would you want to know about colour combinations? Well, perhaps you just find that naturally you're drawn to particular combinations of colours and you'd like to know why. Perhaps you find that in nature certain colours will speak to you. Perhaps you'll find that in your home you're wanting to surround yourself with certain combinations of colours, or in the clothes you wear. Learning about colour combinations gives us just a lot more insight into our lives and what's going on for us at any given time. And again, I feel that the colour combinations take us on a very powerful spiritual journey as well. So if you're wanting to open up spiritually, if you're wanting to evolve spiritually, colour combinations are absolutely a key to help you to do that. And I trust and hope that you will find information in the book that will really resonate for you, that will help you to explore your spiritual journey in greater depth. So I'm going to get on to reading from the book now, Yellow and Blue. And what we've done with each colour combination is we've started each section with the keywords so that you get a summary of what this combination is about. So as I read these keywords to you today, and you're sitting here with these colours in combination, just feel if any of them resonate for you. Just notice your response to these keywords. So balancing of intellect and intuition, divine will versus ego, male and female balancing, new vision, Pleiadian connection, trusting our inner knowing, anxiety, hyperactivity, ADD, and learning difficulties. Okay, so here's the conversation, and I'm not going to say Melissa said this, Karani said that. I'm just going to read it as one, but you'll hear our different voices coming through. So this is specifically talking about the number 1 bottle, the sun, and the number 2 bottle, the moon. The yellow is where it all begins. This is the first bottle, the sun, and it says, I am. So from the beginning, it is making a statement. Whatever follows after this bottle, we can read as, I am that. Yellow and blue say, I am peace, I am trust, I am the communicator, I am the teacher, I am the voice, I am heard. So that's powerful. They also say, I am and I feel. This combination is essentially an acknowledgement of both our humanness and our divinity. The joy of the yellow solar plexus energy connects with the communication of the blue throat chakra, and they meet in the middle in the heart chakra. So the possibility with these two is that we can begin to communicate with joy through the potent energy of our hearts. When we've allowed the fear in yellow to throw us off course or shake up our systems, or when we've fallen into doubt and confusion, it's through the blue, communicating and talking and sharing and expressing, that we come back to peace. Yes, there's a nice balancing happening there, and yet this combination can also be all about all sorts of communication and learning difficulties, and it's linked with ADD, or attention deficit disorder. It's so much to do with the conflict between intuition and intellect. For a highly intuitive person, the yellow confuses and scrambles them, while an intellectual, analytical person tends to feel huge distrust of their intuitive abilities. Yes, the blue is rational and logical. There's a kind of mathematical precision about it. It's ordered and orderly. So when the yellow comes along with its confusion, there's potential conflict. To the non-ADD person, this combination will work happily, and they will see the balancing it brings. For anyone who is remotely ADD, this combination can trigger all sorts of responses, confusing them and scrambling them. So what might help here is being able to choose a third colour that settles this. Yes, and for me it's the olive. This is Melissa speaking. I'm not sure that it would be for everyone, but for me that is it. It settles the whole thing, and I can make sense of the world again. So when Melissa put the olive bottle with these two, she found that it just brought everything into a place of peace and stability for her when she added that into the mix. And for you, it might be something completely different. If this combination is unsettling for you, you might want something completely different in there. That's fine. Everyone's unique and everyone will respond in a unique manner. But it's really helpful to use a third colour sometimes if we're struggling with a colour combination. We've explored it, we're looking at it, we're finding out what it's telling us, but we're just not able to move on from that sense of discomfort. Bringing in a third colour at that point can be incredibly empowering and can really help to settle us to a point where we can then understand at a bodily level what's going on within that colour combination for us. So coming back to the book, how useful would that be for someone to find out what they specifically need in order to bring those aspects of themselves into balance? I'm sure many people, ADD or not, have that pull between rational and intuitive. So I'm going to see if there's anything else here that I want to share with you. Okay, so we say there's a lot of balancing going on with this combination. We're balancing intellect and intuition, divine will and our personal will, and male and female here too. It's the sun and the moon, it's night and day. Something about this combination asks us to acknowledge and accept it all. And when we do, these colours can bring us into balance and harmony and peace. Then there's no more fear. There's a wholeness here, a dynamism that can help us move into and express our I amness without fear. I love that the yellow and blue sit next to each other as 1 and 2. It's as though right from the start we get a chance to bring this into balance. Holding them in my hands, which is what I was doing at the time, holding them in my hands, I get a sense of clearing of the pathways, a sense that a channel is being cleared for information to come through. These are almost the building blocks of the system, the first 2 bottles and 2 of the 3 primary colours. There's something so fundamental about them. It's like if you get this, the rest will just follow and flow. What's interesting for me being me is that being ADD, this combination has always scrambled me. When I put the blue in my right hand, left brain, this feels fine. But when I switch hands, I lose coordination all over the place and nearly drop them. So my left brain is very put out by the yellow. The logical brain is being confused by the yellow, but is happy having the orderly energy of the blue there, whereas the right brain finds the blue too authoritarian, but responds to the joy of the yellow. How many layers are uncovered by this combination? It's clearly one to play with and explore for each of us to see where it takes us. So I hope you found that interesting. I'm just going to quickly read you a little bit about the yellow angel and the blue angel since they're sitting here. What the spritzers do is that they take the messages of the colour combination to a different level, often to a higher level. They're more accessible, they're more connected with higher vibrational energies. So we've said here about the yellow angel and the blue angel, able to teach joy, sun on water. This is bottle 28, new beginnings. Yes, a new vision. There's such clarity here. It's very bright new day, bright new vision, clarity to see the joyful new reality on earth. This is where the intellect and intuition come into harmony. This combination would help you put those pieces together. This is joy and peace, but it's also about channeled information coming through and being easily accessible. You can pull in the joyous truth of the universe with ease. So I hope you've enjoyed that reading from Colour Conversations today. The ebook is available on my website, which is karani.net, and you can find out more there about the book and what it covers. I'll obviously be doing more readings from this book as time goes on, and at some point I hope to get Melissa involved so that we can actually do a reading for you from the 2 of us, since it was very much a collaboration between us both. So I would like to thank you for watching this video today. If you have any questions at all or any comments, please do post them, and I will look forward to seeing you again in the future on the Colour Mirrors Bookshop page. Thank you and goodbye.